Hello, English learners, and welcome. I'm your host, Paul. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. Excited to chat about English learning today. Have you ever found yourself wishing you could just, I don't know, absorb new information, maybe learn English without even trying?
Yeah, the dream, right.
Exactly. What if I told you, though, that your brain might actually be capable of something like that, even while you're asleep? Sounds a bit sci-fi, maybe?
It does sound a bit out there,
Yes.
but there's actually growing research behind it.
Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive, pulling back the curtain on this whole idea of sleep learning.
Yeah, we're going to explore how your brain might be processing things overnight, what kind of English audio actually works best for this, and how you can set yourself up to maybe try it effectively.
Right, because our mission here is really to show you how you might be able to leverage this kind of effortless technique to give your English skills a boost.
hmm
Whether you're struggling with vocabulary or maybe pronunciation, or you just want more exposure.
It could be a really interesting sort of passive boost to your learning.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The big question first. Can we really learn English while we're fast asleep?
Well, the short answer is yes, but maybe not how you're imagining it.
Okay, there's a catch.
There's always a catch. You won't wake up magically fluent, definitely not starting from zero. But, and this is the key part, your brain does seem to continue processing and reinforcing information while you sleep.
Okay, reinforcing, not learning brand new stuff cold.
Generally, yes. It's more about strengthening things you've already encountered. And it can be surprisingly efficient, this unconscious work.
That's fascinating. I always just thought sleep was, downtime. Your brain just switches off. But you're saying it's actually active in this specific way. How does that work?
It's pretty incredible, actually. When we sleep, especially during certain stages like deep sleep and REM sleep, your brain isn't just off.
Right.
It's more like it's actively organizing, rebuilding, strengthening the connections you made during the day. It's the process called memory consolidation.
Memory consolidation, like filing things away properly.
Exactly. Think of it like your brain running maintenance overnight. It looks at the new stuff you learned, maybe English vocab you studied, reinforces the important connections, maybe prunes the less relevant ones.
Right.
It solidifies things.
Huh. So if I put in the effort studying English during the day,
Yeah,
my brain keeps chipping away at it while I sleep, like a silent study buddy.
that's a great way to put it, yeah. And scientists have seen evidence for this. Brains do react to words or sounds played during sleep.
React how?
Well, they show specific patterns of electrical activity, suggesting some level of processing is happening. So listening to English could potentially reinforce what you've already learned, help those connections stick.
Okay, that's pretty compelling. Is there solid research on this, like actual studies showing it works?
Oh, yes, absolutely. There's a
Wow.
well-known study from Swiss researchers, for instance. They had two groups learning new foreign language words.
Okay.
One group listened to those same words again while they were asleep. The other group didn't.
And the result?
The sleep listening group remembered the words significantly better the next day. It's pretty clear evidence for this kind of passive reinforcement during sleep.
Wow, okay. Significantly better. But hang on. This kind of reminds me of those old subliminal message tapes from back in the day. Weren't those largely well debunked?
That's a really good point and an important distinction to make.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those old claims were often about implanting totally new ideas or behaviors unconsciously. Sleep learning, as the current science suggests, is different. It's really about supplementing active learning.
Supplementing, reinforcing, not teaching from scratch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You still absolutely need to put in the conscious effort during the day. Practice speaking, listening actively, doing your exercises. Sleep learning seems to work best as a way to help consolidate what you already actively engaged with.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. It's not magic, it's consolidation support.
Precisely.
So, knowing that, how should we actually use this? Let's get practical. What kind of audio should you listen to? That seems critical.
It really is. The content choice is paramount. You need something clear, definitely slow, and probably quite repetitive. Something easy for a sleeping brain to latch on to.
Right. Not trying to follow a complex plot or a fast debate.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
So good examples would be things like basic English conversations, simple dialogues.
Like textbook dialogues, maybe?
Could be, yeah, especially if they're spoken clearly.
Mm.
Also, common English phrases or vocabulary lists. That repetition is key for memory.
Okay.
You could also try podcasts specifically designed for learners, the ones that speak slowly and clearly. Or even audiobooks, but again, simple stories, slow narration.
What about things like affirmations, like, I am confident in English?
Actually, yes. Positive affirmations in English could be beneficial too. It helps with mindset, which is, part of learning.
Interesting. So definitely avoid things like action movies or fast-paced news. Too complicated.
Way too complicated. Simplicity and clarity. That's the name of the game.
Okay, so you've picked your audio. What about the setup? How do you actually listen?
Right, the environment setup is the next step. First off, volume. Keep it low, really low.
Like barely audible?
Almost. Soft, relaxing, definitely not distracting. Your brain can still pick up on it. Second, and this is important, use a sleep timer.
Oh, good point. Don't leave it running all night.
No, definitely not. That could disrupt your sleep cycles, especially deep sleep, which you need. Maybe set it for, say, an hour, or perhaps 2 at most.
Okay, 1 to 2 hours. Got it. And the device. Headphones. Speaker.
Whatever works best for you and won't disturb your sleep. Comfortable sleep headphones are an option, or just a small speaker placed nearby, again on low volume.
Makes sense. Gentle exposure, not an all-night lecture. So let's say someone sets this up, they're doing it regularly. How do they know if it's actually, working?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question. How do you track progress?
Right.
Well, the best way is probably self-testing the next day. When you wake up, try to actively recall things from the audio. Can you remember specific words or phrases you heard? Try saying them out loud. Can you maybe write down a key phrase? Or even better, try to actually use one of those words or phrases in a sentence during the day.
So you consciously retrieve it. That retrieval itself helps strengthen the memory, right?
Exactly. That morning review acts like another layer of reinforcement. It connects the passive nighttime exposure with active, conscious recall.
Okay, so it's a loop. Passive listening at night, active recall in the morning.
That's the ideal loop. And remember again, this works best combined with your regular active practice. Do both consistently, and you should start seeing some improvement over time.
That combination seems really powerful. Okay, let's dig a bit deeper into the content again. We talked about slow, clear, repetitive. Can we refine that even more? What are the optimal kinds of audio?
Sure, we can definitely get more specific. Simple, everyday English conversations, as we mentioned, are great. They give you that natural sentence structure, the rhythm, the pronunciation in a realistic context.
Yeah, hearing how things actually sound in flow is so different from just lists.
It really is.
Yeah.
And hearing common phrases repeated, vocabulary used in different simple sentences. That repetition just hammers it home gently. Slow audiobooks, simple stories with clear narration, also excellent.
You mentioned specific sleep learning audios earlier. Are those generally designed well for this?
Many of them are, yes. They're often built around that principle of gentle repetition of words and phrases. They can be quite effective because they're tailored for this exact purpose.
And the affirmations again, worth including.
I think so, yeah. That positive reinforcement, like, my English is improving, can subtly help your motivation and confidence, which is, half the battle sometimes.
Absolutely. Okay, what about background noise, like white noise machines or soft music? Does that interfere?
That's an interesting question. Actually, sometimes soft background sounds like white noise or even gentle music might help.
Oh, really?
By promoting relaxation, making it easier to fall asleep, and maybe masking other distracting noises. Some dedicated sleep learning tracks even incorporate things like nature sounds alongside the English words.
Huh. So a calm soundscape could actually be beneficial. Now, thinking about podcasts, maybe even like this one, could listening to something like the deep dive work while sleeping?
Potentially, but with a big if. The podcast would have to be slow and clear.
Right.
A lot of podcasts, frankly, involve rapid conversation, complex ideas, maybe multiple speakers. That's probably too much for the sleeping brain to process effectively. You'd need something specifically designed for learners, or maybe a very calm, slow storytelling format. Easy absorption is the goal.
Gotcha. So stick to the simple stuff. Slow chats, vocab lists, easy stories, affirmations, maybe with some calming background sound.
That's pretty much the ideal recipe. Now, beyond just what you listen to, there are best practices for how you use it to really maximize the effect.
Okay, let's nail those down. What's the absolute top tip for making this work?
The most crucial thing, based on the research, is to listen to familiar content.
Familiar, as in stuff I've already studied.
Exactly. Your sleeping brain seems best at reinforcing things you've already engaged with while awake. This re-exposure helps move that information from your shaky short-term memory into more solid long-term storage. It's not really about learning brand new, complex grammar rules from scratch while you're asleep.
Okay, that's a huge point. So study new words during the day, really try to learn them, then listen to them again at night.
That's the optimal strategy. That daytime effort primes the brain for the nighttime consolidation. Second, as we've hammered home, keep the audio clear and slow. Avoid fast, complex stuff. Repetition is your friend here.
Right. If it's too fast, the brain just can't organize it effectively.
Probably not. Third, always use that sleep timer. 1 to 2 hours.
Protect the deep sleep.
Protect the deep sleep. Sacrificing sleep quality defeats the whole purpose. Fourth, and I know we keep saying this, but it's vital, combine it with active practice.
The daytime work.
The daytime work. Speaking, writing, active listening. Maybe specifically try using the words you heard overnight the next morning. Make that conscious connection. It's a supplement, not a shortcut.
Okay. Active practice is non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. And finally, be consistent. This isn't instant magic. You need to give it time. Try it nightly for, say, a few weeks. And pay attention to small improvements in your recall or how familiar words feel. It takes patience.
Right. So the keys: familiar content, clear and slow audio, use a timer, pair with active practice, and stick with it. That sounds like a solid plan. And you mentioned earlier, this isn't just theory.
No, definitely not. There are real stories of people finding this helpful.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Hearing how it's worked for others can be really motivating. Do you have examples?
I do. Think about someone like, let's call her Emma, a university student from Spain. She was studying hard but really struggling with her English pronunciation, feeling stuck.
Okay.
So she started consistently listening to simple, clear English dialogues every night as she fell asleep. Low volume, timer set. Within about 2 months, she started noticing a real difference. Not overnight, but gradually. She found she could understand spoken English better in lectures, and crucially, she felt more confident and accurate when she tried to repeat phrases herself.
Wow, that's fantastic. Just that gentle, consistent exposure made a tangible difference in her speaking.
It seemed to, yeah. And another example, maybe David from Japan. Busy job, not much time for dedicated vocab drills.
I think a lot of listeners can relate to that.
Right. So he started listening to English word lists, but importantly, with simple example sentences, while he slept.
Context is helpful even then.
It seemed so. Over time, he reported that words just started to feel more familiar. When he encountered them during the day, or needed to use them, they came to mind more easily, more quickly. It made his limited active study time feel more productive.
Those are great examples. They really bring it home that this isn't just a neat scientific finding, but a practical tool you can actually use, provided you use it right.
Exactly. They show that when you combine this passive nighttime reinforcement with that essential active daytime learning, you can genuinely enhance your progress.
It leverages your brain's natural processes, really. Okay, this has been incredibly insightful. We've covered the science, the how-to, the best practices, the real-life examples. Let's quickly wrap up the main takeaways for everyone listening.
Sounds good. So number 1, remember, sleep learning is a supplement. It boosts your active daytime study. It doesn't replace it.
Crucial point. Keep studying.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
2, choose your content wisely. Think slow, clear, repetitive English audio. Simple stuff.
Okay.
3, always use a sleep timer. 1 to 2 hours is generally recommended to avoid disrupting your essential sleep cycles.
Protect your sleep. Got it.
4, make that connection. Review or try to use what you heard the next morning. It really helps solidify things.
Active recall.
And finally, number 5, be consistent. Give it several weeks of trying it nightly to really gauge the effects. Patience is key.
Perfect summary. So remember, everyone, this won't make you fluent by next Tuesday, but it looks like a genuinely useful, almost hidden tool to support your English learning journey.
It's about working smarter with your brain's own capabilities.
Absolutely. So if you're listening and you're curious, if you want to tap into this potential and maybe give your English that little extra edge, why not give it a try? Start tonight, even.
Find some simple audio.
Yeah, pick a simple conversation or some vocab you've worked on, set that timer for an hour, keep the volume low, and see what happens. Make it a habit.
You might be surprised.
You really might. Keep up the great work with your English. Keep practicing, keep listening, maybe even while you sleep. And we'll catch you on the next deep dive. Happy learning.